Let's do a painting. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Ken Johnson. So today we're going to be doing another feather painting video. I hope that you're liking this series of paintings. As I said before, this is a live channel, so I do a bunch of crazy stuff, and one thing I used to be known for was an award-winning heritage artist where I painted on feathers. And then 2019 I got into a really bad auto wreck, and with that auto wreck it caused a bunch of issues where I couldn't see, I couldn't do a lot of things that I used to be able to do. And it has made painting feathers a lot more difficult. I can't hammer them out like I used to. Normally I could hammer out a painting 45 minutes. Not so much these days. Trust me, it takes a while. A lot longer than what this video is, trust me. But at any rate, then 2021 I had Feather Paintings by Ken Johnson. It was a Facebook page. I had that account and a bunch of other accounts. They was all linked together and got hacked. Facebook, which is now Meta, refused to do anything. And Ethical Hacker, they said it's going to be about $300, something like that, to hack it back and get control. And it just, I said forget it. I was already dealing with recovery from the wreck and everything else. I was like, forget it. And so it's one of the main things I lost. So if you reach out to Feather Paintings by Ken Johnson, that's going to be the hackers. Don't do that, please. But I'm trying to get back at this. I did a feather painting series last year doing Christmas ornaments, and that really took off well. I was impressed at how well they took off. And so I thought, well, it's getting back Christmas time now. Feather paintings, they make great gifts, and so I thought I'd do one. This right here is just a little scene. Got a little house here, little field, some birds. I always put some type of birds or wildlife in my paintings, or at least I try to. But I think that you'll like this, so stay tuned. Alright, so what we're doing today is another feather painting in our series. I've been doing some other ones. You should have already seen them. If you hadn't, they're in the playlist. I have an arts and crafts playlist where you can see that. But what I'm doing is I am just taking some white and adding it to lake blue. The reason why I use white as a background is, first of all, I'm going to lighten this up because I don't like lake blue being this dark. But the other thing is that feathers are dark. They got a dark background. So what I'm doing is I am trying to make it as true as possible, because paints are created with the intent that you're going to have a white background. And a lot of people mess up, and one of the first things they mess up with is that they try to paint one color over another. You should always paint something with a white background. If you don't have it white background, then you need to add white to your paint. Just a little bit, not much, to get as true as possible. So what I'm doing is with a very, very, very light touch. And you can see I'm just barely touching this. So what we're going to do is just paint this background. And I'm talking 3 hairs and some air. Right there. Yeah, like that. And I'm going to come right back after I get done with all this, and I will show you the next step in this process. Alright, so we are done with this one here. And we're going to let this sit and rest and dry, and we'll be right back. Alright, so the paint's drying. What I'm doing now, you can see it's starting to show through a little bit. So I've got some cheap Walmart white paint. I believe it's Basics is what they call it, or Basic, or whatever. It's beyond basic. It's just outright subpar. But it's hard to find good quality white paint that you can buy in large amounts like you need for what I do. Big tubes of white paint that are good quality acrylic paint. That's the hard thing to find. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, a good quality acrylic paint has to have two things. The first, it needs to be got a good quality, large quantity of the acrylic base that it's using. If it's a little slack on that, you're going to have inferior paint. And a lot of paint companies will slack on that acrylic, even though that's what it's supposed to be, is acrylic paint. They'll slack on it. The other thing is pigment. If it does not have a lot of pigment, where you can get a lot of coverage, it is not a good quality paint. And again, a lot of paint companies will slack on their pigment. You'd think, if that's what your job is to make something that covers things and colors things, that you want to have a lot of pigment, but they try to short you every way that they can. They're trying to save a dime like we're trying to save a dime, but they do it at your expense, whereas you do it at your own expense. You cut back. You don't go out to eat, or you don't go out to the movies, although going to the movies is becoming a rarity. All the little things that you like to do, you just cut back on. Well, they keep the money for themselves, and then they shortchange you, the consumer, which I find to be wrong. It's kind of like the government sometimes. You pay them taxes, and then they don't upkeep things. It's kind of like I was complaining about a boat ramp the other day. I pay taxes, special taxes above and beyond what other people pay because I have a boat. And those taxes are supposed to go for the upkeep of the boat ramp. And when I get to the boat ramp, it has not been kept up, don't have any lights, don't have any safety features. And I'm like, where'd my money go? Well, that's the way some of the businesses are too. You're like, why am I paying $10 for a bottle of paint when you don't have hardly any acrylic base in it, and you don't cover anything because you have no pigment? Same thing. But anyway, we're going to take this and let it dry, and we'll be right back. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just kind of paint over this. This paint is still wet, so I've got to thin down my paint. I'm mixing in some red and white to get a pink, and I'm getting it thinner than ink. And I need it that thin so that I can get this extra little bit of pink right in here. I'm just kind of dolloping on. Anytime I get a little blue in there, I just kind of rinse it off. I don't want any of that blue. I just want pink. Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. So. All right. So that's a nice pinkish hue. Get a little bit more pink going in there. Okay, whoopsie doos. All right, be back in a minute. All right, what we're going to do here is just do a light cloud action, nothing big. Just kind of give the illusion of clouds, nothing massive. Now I've got a little bit of an orange color here. So what we're going to do is just kind of give a little bit of a like sun hitting on the clouds, that kind of look. Then go back over it. A little bit of white. Now what we'll do is we're going to start using this scruffy brush to kind of put in the idea of grass and separation. So I'm going to go with some dark browns and a little phthalo green. So I've got some burnt sienna or raw umber, phthalo green. Just trying to get this to a good, I just want this to be kind of dark. All right, I want this dark. Don't worry about it right now, it'll all work out in a minute. I'm just trying to lay down some foundation work now. I can actually add a little bit of black in there, wouldn't hurt. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, babe. That's working. I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so what I've got here is just some yellow ochre, and what I'm doing is just kind of laying out the illusion of fields. take this, and then that pushes that back a little bit right there. And then right here, do that. And this one right here, and take it, move it back even more by doing this. Now I'm going to mix just a little bit of white, not much, just a little bit of white, this, a little bit more, not much more, just a little bit more. What I'm going to do, I want this one right here, just going to come down because it's brighter. The sun's going to hit it from this direction. Then I'm going to come back with the dark stuff. Don't give up your black darks too much. But because it's closer, I'm going to do that. We'll do a little bit of hitting right there. There we go. Yeah. So one thing I'm doing now is that I've mixed some black, some permanent black and some scarlet red, and I am just pretty much getting in a idea of a house. When you mix red and black together, you can get different colors, but in this case, the permanent black and the scarlet red make this beautiful reddish brown that I'm just loving. Alright, so I'm going to let that dry on that section, but there is another section that I want to address. And that is right over here. Take do I'll let that dry and we'll come right back. So this right here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take just a little bit of red, not much. And I'm just going to take, like, this is some maybe this is some type of clover or something or other, I don't know. What it is coming up like that. Not much, not much, just an accent piece. Now what I'm going to do next is take a little bit of yellow ochre and some white. First I'm going to do some black, sorry. Gotta do your black first, otherwise you ain't going to have anything to go with. So what I'm going to do, just taking my black, okay, and put one right here. Now, take a little bit of white. And take just a little bit of that black, because I'm going to make this this just kind of like that. Now I'll take a little bit of the black, take it and we'll take a little bit of this light blue here, put it here. I'm gonna mix it with some white. Give the this in a little bit better. Some type of old barn or something other, I'm sure. Take do this water thing right here. All right, now black should have dried by now. So I'll take the white and the yellow ochre, and I will just take a little bit like that, like that. There we go. Good. Now, take that same black, give me a little bit of water, not much. And now I'll do this right here. The reason for that is that this will frame it in, and I'm just using little things like that. Alright, and we'll do the same thing with the tree. I need to get a little bit more black. I'll show you how this will go. First, get this all nice and dark in here. And then we'll get in here and do this right here. You not want to go too dark. All right. We'll do some right here as well. All right. Now up here, I'm going to do some birds. They're going one way. I have some more going this way. Okay. Now, with the black, I need a barn door here or a door here. And I'm going to put a little door here, or window. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of that blue, a little bit of that white, some of that black, and then I'm going to highlight that, make it look like it's a little walkway there. Okay. I'll let that dry and I'll be right back. All right, so this right here is deep yellow, and deep yellow is, best way I can put it is what school buses are about colored. I'm gonna mix a little bit of white into this deep yellow, not much. It's mostly to make the yellow more opaque. It'll dry darker than what it looks when I mix it on my palette here. But that's good. Now I've got me a dry brush, picking up some of that yellow. Now here, just kind of there's that. Now I'm going to do a little bit right here. I'm actually going to tone that down a little bit with some pure yellow ochre, because when yellow ochre dries, it gets dark, dark, dark. And so I'm going to get some pure yellow ochre here. And just going to take it. It's just going to be some weeds and brushes and things of that nature. Just little whoopsie-doos. Okay. Take a little bit of that. go. Oops, didn't want any green there. I'll actually come back here. I'll come back here with this because I did not want any green. And I got green accidentally. So we're going to go right here. And do this. And by doing that, and then take this brush here, I can take just a little bit of this. Isn't like this is more like a round brush, and then I can take this right here and kind of soften that up a little bit so I can come back with a more just drying brush on my hand is all I'm doing, folks. And then just kind of, you know, there we go. And I'm gonna call that good. There we go. With that, I think I'm gonna sign my name. There we go. So I hope you liked that video. Yeah, I understand that it may not be for everybody. I mean, you know, we got, what, 75, 80% males watching my videos at any given time. And most of them are between the ages of 18 and 55. That tends to be my viewer demographic. So I know that this may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I enjoy it. There's a lot of people who seem to enjoy it as well. And it's not hunting, it's not fishing, it's not smoking turkeys and venison and pork and doing all the other crazy stuff, but it is a part of my crazy stuff that I love. And I hope you like it. In the past, my viewers have liked it, and I want to give y'all a representation of all of me, because you're along for my ride. This is my ride around the sun for as long as I get trips, and I want you to follow along with me. Let's make some memories together. And I really think that is kind of special, or at least I hope it's special for you and you find value in that. Lately, a lot of people have asked how they can help out the channel. Now, there's Patreon, which is one of those self-fulfilling prophecies. If you don't do anything because there's no interest, you never will get interest, and there's only so many hours in a day, so I've just let Patreon fall by the wayside. I guess I shouldn't, but nobody was doing anything with Patreon, so I didn't do anything with Patreon. There's super thanks that you can do, and you know that's something that's always been there that you can do for channels to help them out. And anytime you do something like that, it's greatly appreciated. But another thing that you can do is when we get sponsorships, sometimes they come with little benefits or perks. And one of the ones that I did a while back, if you haven't watched the fioboc shirt review, this is one of the shirts. And I did that review and it opened up my eyes to some things. And I was just absolutely impressed by fioboc. And I guess they saw something in me and they asked for me to be a brand ambassador. So what does that mean? What does a brand ambassador mean? Simply put, it means that I get a promo code that I give to you. And that promo code gives you a discount. And then when you use that discount at the link I give you, I get a little fee back. All right, so I get a small commission. So fioboc, they make t-shirts and make socks and make shorts, sweaters, you name it. They do menswear right. And so you can go to the link down in the description, use my promo code KenJo882 to get 20% off, and you'll get the best, most comfortable shirt, socks, shorts. These things, they have four-way stretch. They don't deform. They have wicking technology. It is fantastic, and I think you'll love them. With that, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your support. This channel has been growing. We're slowly edging up. When I get to 5,000 subscribers, I kind of want to figure out some type of giveaway program. I want to do something. So please let me know what you would like for me to do for a 5,000 subscriber giveaway. If you're not subscribed already, please, it's free. Hit that subscription button. Hit that notification bell. YouTube will notify you when I have new videos come out. I really would appreciate that. Also, give this video a like. You don't have to comment, nothing else. Just give it a like. That's called an engagement. YouTube loves that kind of stuff. And if you're subscribed and you hit the like button, you're considered to be a more valuable viewer to YouTube than if you do nothing. All right? So that's a good way to help out the channel. And if you like this video, you might like this video here. There's a video over here you might like. And down below, there's another video that YouTube thinks that you would like of my content based off of your viewer preferences. And the reason why I say that is because this video is over with. Bye.